I want you to see a report that was made about the Dominican Republic. Now, there's a lot of brothers that's online always talking about going to the Dominican Republic. But there's some things that's going on over there with the Dominican Republic and how they have this really bad hatred toward Haitian people. That's a big issue for me. It's also a big issue of how they denaturalize them, even people that were born there. But I want you to check out this clip and let's really talk about it.
Jimena Reyes, who is Dominican of Haitian heritage, is a human rights worker.
There are Dominicans with black skin, and there are Haitians with white skin. I don't understand why they don't hold everyone to the same standard. Many Dominicans walk around without their documents, and if you have no documents on you, how do you prove your nationality?
Reyes says there is historical precedent for the charge of racial discrimination. In the 20th century, tens of thousands of Haitians, most of them black, migrated to the Dominican Republic to work in sugarcane fields and construction. But in 1937, Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo, in an outspoken effort to make Dominican society homogeneous and lighter-skinned, called for the execution of all Haitians in the country. Tens of thousands of Haitian sugarcane laborers were killed by soldiers and Dominican citizens. Decades of colorism and anti-Haitian legislation followed. Vigilante killings of Haitians by Dominicans were documented as recently as 2015.
Racism is seen on a daily basis. When I was growing up, since I have black skin, children would call me Haitian devil. That's what they call you. They see you as less than them.
Reyes works at Centro Montalvo, a Haitian rights advocacy group in the Dominican Republic. In 2014 and 15, she and other advocates here helped Dominican-born Haitian descendants go through a new registration process the government demanded. Anyone born to undocumented parents and not found in the country's civil registry had to register with the government as a foreigner or face deportation.
They gave me documents that say foreigner, and in the back it says cannot vote. I feel it shouldn't be. It is not right.
For the children of migrants, things have changed dramatically.
Cristina Cuevas Florian is what's known as a human rights defender with Centro Montalvo.
They have been stripped of their nationality. They have been stripped of everything. Many have had to grow up fast and mature to the point where they can defend themselves and understand their rights and become documented.
But many people weren't allowed to register, according to international observers, including Amnesty International. It claimed the government process was a legal maze that most found impossible to navigate, and some were deported during the registration period without due process. In response, Dominican President Danilo Medina complained the country was wrongly being branded as anti-migrant and racist. He said it was simply implementing its laws and exercising its sovereignty. But based on the Dominican government's own numbers, fewer than 5% of denationalized Dominicans of Haitian descent successfully registered with the government.
When the registration process ended, they started picking up masses of people. Many of those who lived here had their children here, spent years here. They had to leave to Haiti. There were even moments when they went into people's homes to grab them. They'd run after people, so people still feel fear.
Now, did you hear that massacre that they did to the Haitian people back in the day? Why don't we all know about this? You see, that sort of thing lets you know that the anti-black hatred is very real in the Dominican Republic. Yes, our brothers and sisters were dropped off in that island on both sides. And yes, slavery existed. But they sit here and attack the Haitian people. And I'm not talking about every person in the Dominican Republic, more so the policies of the government. The policy of the Dominican Republic government is anti-black and definitely anti-Haitian. Now, you have a person who was born there. In a lot of countries, if you're born there, you're citizens. But you're going to take away their citizenship, send them to a country that they know nothing about, and then they're like, well, they're not citizens of Haiti either, so what are they supposed to do? And we hear a lot of people want to go vacation down there. We recently had a brother and sister from New York that went down to the Dominican Republic. And as I'm learning more and more about different things with different countries, because we got to identify countries that have this anti-black hatred. And we should never give our tourism dollars to these places. Not at all. But there's a lot of things that's happening. As you've seen, they lynch brothers over there and sisters over there. They beat them. They have tortured them. There's been many pictures of this on social media that I cannot post here on the video. Why would I want to step foot in any country that's anti-black? Why? The Haitians are my brothers and sisters. There's no way I can go over there and support the Dominican Republic with my money or tell anyone else that's watching our platform to go support them like that when they're doing this to the Haitians, because let's call it what it is. If you my color, they may assume you are a Haitian and go to attack you or kill you. Then the police is taking all these bribes, and you got to bribe them to go along just because you are a dark-skinned person. This particular country is not safe for black people. So I would tell black Americans to stay away from there. And if you enter the Dominican Republic, you're doing so at your own risk. Because when you see reports like this happening, it doesn't make any sense. For me, I will go nowhere that they don't want black people. And they being this outright with it and violent, have a history of massacring black people. Because there was definitely a history of this. And we're talking about recent history. We're not talking about way back in the day during the slavery times. And they like to hide things like this. In all these countries, they're trying to oppress the brothers and sisters. And part of what we do here I told you guys, as an African diaspora channel, is we want to highlight the stories that's happening in the diaspora and the injustices and call out the racism, because you can't just call out the racism of the quote unquote white man, because he's not the only one. You have some racism going on in the Latino world we got to call out. Amara La Negra also called it out as well. You have some in other countries. No, we have to call it all out. And those who are in leadership, as you saw the president of Dominican Republic, he doesn't look like me or some of you who's watching, but yet he's saying, oh, it's our laws. No, your laws, and the purpose of doing what they did was to try to whiten up the Dominican Republic, because it was all black people. You see, Spain was over there. That's why you had Spain was in one side, the French was in the other side. Now the Haitians kicked the French out in 1804 by whipping their butt, which is a great thing they did. But that whole island, they should be working together. They're sharing one island. It's not really much further you can go. So instead of them getting along and working together, because there's a black population in both of them, we want to do this to black people. But understand something. No matter where my brothers and sisters are at, and this is to anyone throughout the world, you sit up here trying to oppress the black man and black woman, at the end of the day, it's going to fail and it's going to consume you too. Because understand something, you can get swallowed up in the birth rate issue too. It's not just one group of people. Because the time of treating us like this, them days are gone. It's been a turn spiritually, and that turn is only going to get more and more. It's going to become more and more evident. I'm not going to spend my money over there with the Dominican Republic. You treating Haitians like this. Sorry, because if all you know, I could be a Haitian. That's what y'all look at with me, even though I'm not Haitian. But you can assume that with my dark skin. Many people I know that travel, they always say, man, FDR. And I'm like, well, why do you say that? Until I start looking into why they're saying that. You can't stand on any kind of solidarity with your brothers and sisters throughout the world and go visit a place where they're being oppressed, straight up being oppressed. Now, I know you could say, well, hey, Phil, in this country, we're being oppressed, and in Brazil, and we're going to address all that too. Trust me, it's coming. But I can't support the Dominican Republic like that. I know some of our people are there, and I love my people, but with that government, they are very, very hostile to black people, especially dark-skinned black people, with the assumption that you lynching black people, you lynching them. There are even reports say you're lynching them. I mean, you want to be at the Klan? No, it's not safe for black Americans to go over to the Dominican Republic. So black Americans, don't go over there. Go over there to the continent if you want to. Man, go to the U.S. Virgin Islands. You can go to Jamaica. There's many places you can go in the Caribbean and enjoy yourself. go there. I was talking to a sister that comes straight from the U.S. Virgin Islands. She was telling me where to go, and the Cayman Islands got our people there too. I mean, it's a lot of places you can go and enjoy yourself in the Caribbean. That's what you want to do. But the Dominican Republic, no. Not until they get rid of their anti-black hatred in their policies in their government. No, we can't support that. I won't turn my back on the brothers and sisters in Haiti supporting them. Forget that. I remember I met a brother in Florida that was from Haiti. Actually, he was in Orlando. Had a good conversation with him. Because see, for me, I'm always going to be on solidarity with the diaspora worldwide. You can't treat our brothers and sisters like this. And we need to start speaking up and condemning any kind of anti-black hatred. We can't just call out what the government here in America would do, but don't call out what the Dominican Republic. Now, you imagine if Trump did the exact same thing? Think about that. If Trump got up and said, you know what, going to pass a law and take away everyone's citizenship that came in through immigration, they didn't have their papers. Boy, it'd be a catastrophe. The world get involved with that one. But this guy on this island can get away with that? No, you won't let Trump do it, then he shouldn't be able to do it. That's wrong. It's completely wrong. And why the United Nations not speaking up about this? You can't just throw somebody out and they don't have a home. They're not Haitian citizens either. So you just have them like in limbo? No, we need to boycott the Dominican Republic. Don't give our vacation dollars to that place. We can go to the continent. There's many beautiful places on the continent you can go to if you want to go to a beach resort, but also there's other countries you can visit in the Caribbean if you want to go there. But we are not going to sit up here and support any country that's going to be anti-black and is going to straight murder black people. No, we can't support that. But leave me a comment, a little thing about this particular story about the Dominican Republic. They got a lot of nerve, a lot of nerve. And some of these people that's even over here, United States of America, could be dark as me, and they come from Dominican Republic and say, I'm not black. Well, it kind of make you understand why they saying they're not black, because if they say they black or they Haitian, they possibly get them killed.